I'm Serena Williams. I'm one of the greatest tennis players of all time. I was born on September 26, 1981. I grew up in Compton, California with my family. While growing up, I was always very, very close with my sister Venus. I started playing tennis when I was 4 years old and have continued to play to this day. When Venus and I were younger, we always practiced with our dad, Richard, in the public courts of Compton. Playing here was not always easy. Gangs were constantly threatening us and hurting our father. We learned to ignore them and keep practicing through it all. Venus and I trained with Rick Macy when I was young and many others as we got older. In 1993, my family and I moved to Florida to continue to train with Rick Macy. When I started playing at the professional level, I always made sure to limit how much time I spent playing tennis, so I had time to do other things that interest me. My family and I dealt with a lot of racism in the tennis world, but stuck together through it all. I was ranked number 1 in the sport for many years, and Venus was ranked number 2. But in 2003, I injured my knee and was supposed to be out of tennis for 8 weeks. When I was out with the injury, I grew very close with my sister Yetund. Sadly, on September 14, 2003, Yetund was heartbreakingly murdered by a gang in the streets of Compton, where we grew up. This was very hard for me to overcome and go through, and I ended up being out for 8 months. Even when I did return to the sport, it was very hard for me to regain my spot at number 1. I had regained my number 1 spot 2 years later in 2005. I would continue to be a dominant player in the tennis world for many years to come. I also have a sponsorship deal with Nike. I have started my own clothing line, Arnieras, and my own skincare line, Mission Skincare. In 2017, I got married to Alexis Ohanan, who is an entrepreneur and businessman. Also in 2017, we had our daughter Alexis Olympia Ohanan Jr. Throughout all of this, I've continued to stay best friends with Venus and share a bond with her like no one else.